The idea was to have these fights that were always keeping the players on the edge of their seats, trying to react to what was going on. And as you can see, we're having a bit of issue here.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of PlayStation Underground. You got Tim here. We are so excited to be checking out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, and we're joined by two guests from Tribute Games. We have Jean-Francois Major, who's co-founder and programmer at Tribute Games. Hey Jean-Francois.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining us. We got Frederick Jamis, who's game designer at Tribute Games. How's it going, Frederick?
Doing good.
Awesome. So, guys, tell us what we're checking out here. We got some PS4 gameplay of Shredder's Revenge, and who am I looking at on screen here?
Finally looking at Casey Jones. I think that was one of the most requested characters for the game for sure. And finally, we're very happy to be able to share it with everyone.
Yeah, and I'm really pumped that we have a chance to check them out on PlayStation Underground here and just kind of see, we've seen the Turtles in action, and I got really excited when I heard about Casey Jones joining the Shredder's Revenge lineup just because of the possibilities from all of the sports equipment. But for the uninitiated, can you talk a little bit about, what we're seeing in his moveset and how that reflects him as a character?
So Casey Jones is basically one of the street fighters that always uses all of these crazy sport equipment, especially in the cartoon. In the cartoon, he's not that present. Mm-hmm. I think he's only there for a few episodes, but in the popular culture, he's still like one of the most beloved characters from the franchise for sure. And we really wanted to just bring what makes that character pretty unique, and just having like this goon of a character that can just jumps in the fight, and he uses all of these sport equipments for the fight, like hockey sticks, golf clubs and such.
Like a slap shot move there?
Exactly. But we tried to keep to still keep it funny and keep it like lighthearted. We didn't want it to be like something that is very brutal. We want to make sure that it's still family-friendly experience for sure.
I love the detail of the different helmets. Did he put on a golf hat when he's swinging a golf club, and then was it a baseball hat when he was sliding right there?
Exactly. Like our animators, they just went crazy with the small details like these, because all of our characters are all drawn by hand. It's all pixel art animation, so we really can put a lot of unique and small details into each of these. And especially with Casey, we thought it would be very funny to have all of these sport moves that would also be dressed up for the actual, just like we saw here, like the basketball dunk.
Yeah.
Switches to the sport outfit.
Oh, so he was just doing a slam dunk attack. I also got to say, I love the Foot Clan with the CRTs and them just getting crushed under the weight of these heavy CRTs. Don't mess with them. And then are these evolved mousers that we're looking at, or these enemies here?
Yeah, these are actually a new addition to the series. It's one of our creations. So they're, correct me if I'm wrong, Fred, but I think they're Mouser Model 3s.
Yes, exactly.
And they're really cool. They can grab the player and toss them.
That's awesome. I love those guys. It's like a teleported back in time. I had, playing with the toys that wind up and walk, and just seeing the Tribute Games take on a different model of them is so fun. Oh, here we go. So is this one of his special moves? So
these are the power pizzas. So basically it's for a limited time, you have this crazy whirlwind move that you can perform and just plow through enemies for a short duration of time.
So we're going to jump to another section of the game here, and we are on the, please remind me the names of these very radical boards that we're on.
The Cheapskates.
The Cheapskates, okay, gotcha. And then, worth mentioning, so this is all pre-recorded gameplay, so we're kind of checking it out. Unfortunately, we don't have, controllers in our hands playing as Casey and the Turtles and April here. This seems like a really good example of a lot of the variety that we'll see in Shredder's Revenge. Can you talk a little bit about, this sequence?
Yeah, we tried to, remain true to the original arcade games by just having those sequences on which you're basically on rail and the action is coming at you at a breakneck pace. The idea was to have these fights that were always keeping the players on the edge of their seats, trying to react to what was going on. And as you can see, we're having a bit of issue here dodging all of these cars.
Yeah, no, there's a lot happening, and I also love to see the flattened effects of when they do get hit, and just seeing the fun that the animators have been having.
Yeah, and these cars are also based on a toy that actually was inspired by the show. So that's fun to have like these small little references to the whole TMNT universe. Just like this vehicle here, which is the Turtle Tenderizer, which I think, if I remember correctly, was a canceled toy that was basically for a vehicle for Bebop and Rocksteady.
That's great. Yeah, we just saw Rocksteady a little bit, giving everybody guff here. A question specifically about Casey Jones and his moveset. So is it that he has some specific moves that are dedicated to each sport, and then some that it's like a combo and he'll cycle through different sports equipment mid combo?
Yeah. So we try to make all of these combo kind of work. Like every characters, they have the same types of moves, but they are all different and they all have different outcomes. So in the case of Casey, first of all, he's one of the strongest characters because he's a bit slower, but he's very powerful. His attacks have a lot of impact, but he can also change different combos depending on the attack triggers.
Jumping a little bit further ahead here as well to the Channel 6 news station, to the studio, and I'm gotta take a second and see what I'm looking at. Am I looking at 6-player Turtles co-op?
Your count is right.
Yeah, this is like our newest announcement.
This is so great.
We've been kind of keeping this under wraps, but the game actually is playable 6 players.
Oh man,
gets really chaotic.
I love it. Like you maniacs, you've done it. It's just so fantastic. And like one thing I wanted to note and ask a little bit about this, I also have to note that Bebop being on camera, that was incredible. So much fun. But it seems like, as chaotic as it is, the color palettes and like the bold, bright primary colors of the turtles obviously help them stand out. But I'm seeing when they do special moves, like Raph is really red, and Casey Jones and Leonardo, they look like they have different shades of blue, so it's helping me track them despite the chaos. Like, what was the sort of design thought behind making this read well?
Yeah, we tried to really use the same color palette that was relevant and iconic to each characters. So of course the 4 turtles, they all have their own colors. The special effects and all the visuals are have this color imbued into it, so it's really rewarding, because when you pull out a special move like this in the middle of 6 players versus a bunch of Foot Clans, you don't want it to get lost. So
yeah,
we really wanted to make sure that it was like a rewarding experience by having the small paws, all of the colors, and also the voiceovers when we can hear it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Was there any specific challenges with implementing 6-player co-op into this kind of old school